Postal Copy, and we are joined by our player today, Maddox Mandino. Maddox, thanks for joining us, man.
Oh, no problem. Thank you.
Well, we'll start with this, Maddox. How have you enjoyed being in Santa Barbara so far this summer?
I enjoy it. It's a nice place, beautiful weather. Where I'm from, it's 90 degrees, 98, humid. It's pretty. I love the beach. The people here are nice. It's a clean town. And the baseball's been fun, you know. Come out here, play baseball with a great group of guys, great coaches. And it's just been a blast. I've enjoyed it.
And you mentioned the coaches. What's it like playing for Bill Pintard?
Oh, it's an experience. I love it. When he called me, I can tell he had a great personality, and it was gonna be fun to play behind. And he is. He teaches you a lot. He knows a lot about baseball. He knows a lot about the little things about baseball, whether if it's you need a day off to reset or get your mental right. He knows those cues, and he's just a winner. He wants to win. He'll do anything to win, and that's fun to play behind a coach that just wants to win. Makes it easier.
Mm-hmm. And from a spectator's perspective so far, I feel like the Forsters this year are a pretty tight-knit group. What's it like from your perspective?
Oh, yeah. So, actually, I'm not a person that's, like, very outgoing. Like, I'm outgoing once I get to know people. So, the first couple of days, it was a little weird. But, like, ever since then, we've all kind of came close. You know, we spend hours every day, single day with each other. So, it's kind of hard not to be close with somebody with the group, and they're all great people, great humans, great ball players. So it's been fun.
Max, we've seen you in a couple different positions in the outfield. How many positions have you played over your career?
I used to pitch, or I still pitch in high school or college. I threw 6 innings. I played every outfield position, and growing up, I actually played shortstop. I was a left-handed shortstop till I was like 12, and then I moved to outfield when I got into high school because they were like, it's not possible, you can't do it. So they transitioned me over, but I played every position, shortstop, and I pitch a little bit. I like to throw it, but I haven't thrown in a while, so I don't really plan on it.
I know Bill Pintard during batting practice sometimes eggs you on saying you're going to throw for me. You think that's possible?
It could be possible if we get in a bond. He like a situation they don't want to burn an arm before a game. I told him I would throw. I mean, it would be fun. But I haven't thrown a bullpen, so I'd have to throw a bullpen first to get back in the groove of it. But I mean, I wouldn't be about to it. I would like to do it. It would be a cool experience.
Max, final question today: if you could play a baseball game with any baseball player living or passed away, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that's a lot of great baseball players.
We can say 3 too.
I'd like to play with Pete Rose. If that would be a player I would like to play, just because I like the way he played the game of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Played it hard, played it fast, and he was always gonna be. He was a contact hitter. He just got hits, so I kind of admire his game. I'm a Red Sox fan. So I would have loved to play with Dustin Pedroia. Same reason, he was just a dirtbag, kind of undersized guy, but he always made a name because the way he played the game of baseball, he was always dirty. He always had the dirtiest jersey. And 3, oh, this is tough.
We can stick with 2, no problem.
Yeah, I know, but I do have 3.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I would like to play. Oh, a team? Can I say a team?
Sure.
I would have liked to play on the Astros team that got caught cheating. Just so I could see how they like how it was all planned out. Like how to see how they did it. Because I mean that's pretty like you have to be pretty smart to figure out like bangs of trash cans and cameras in the center field. So that would probably be a team I would like to just experience, just because experience. But I'm a Red Sox fan. I don't like the Astros. So.
Well, Maddox, thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
First pitch coming up right after this. Welcome to Santa Barbara for CCL Baseball on the Forster Network. The Forsters will continue their homestand as they will welcome in the San Diego Bombers for a Saturday evening matchup. I'm Hunter Shoemaker alongside Martin, and we welcome you to Santa Barbara High School. Well, these two teams played just last week when Santa Barbara won 3-0, and it was a game, Nate, that was dominated by superb pitching, only 7 total hits in that last game.
Yeah, all 3 of the runs came in the bottom of the first, and then after that, 8 shutout innings from both teams. And we're going to see a very similar pitching approach, at least from Santa Barbara's side, in terms of how they're handling the Bombers. It'll be A.J. Crodell, who got the start last week against San Diego, and then first guy out of the pen should be Tyler Finau. So 2 similar guys that both pitched against Bombers last week, getting some more run against this team again. Both had a lot of success, especially Crodell. 6 strikeouts, no walks, only 2 hits.
And here is the lineup today for the Bombers. Thomas Williams will lead off. To bat second, Dylan Fishbow. Batting third, Lucas Bonham. To bat fourth, Michael Rocha. To bat fifth, Kyle Becker. Jack Mullen will be the number 6 batter. To bat seventh, Jeremy Jones. Batting eighth, Gianluca Finelli. And then Flynn Barnes. Here's the first pitch, and underway from Santa Barbara. First pitch will miss for ball 1 to Thomas Williams. Crodell working quick. 1-0 pitch is sprayed back. 1-1.
Something that we talked a lot about with in terms of the Santa Barbara pitchers is the pace that they play with. A.J. Crodell especially really likes to speed things up on the mound.
This one is foul back. Already ahead in 1-2 against Williams, who's going hitting .304 the CCL season. Remember, the San Diego Bombers are a CCL affiliate, currently playing in their 7th CCL game. 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and quickly Crodell picks up strikeout number 1.
That's what Crodell's done all season. Gets strikeouts, has 10 on the season. The team leaders and picking up where he left off.
Here's the defense today for the Sturs. Easton Mumon will be at third. Addison Klepsch will be at short. Easton Rulli at second. Caleb Hoover is at first. Here far and left, Terrence Kill in center, and Brenton Clark back in right. A little more familiar to what we've seen with Mumon at third today, Nate.
Yeah, but definitely some other changes. You know, obviously no Mandino in the outfield. That's an interesting one. Sawyer far out and left. It's been a couple days since we've seen him play in the outfield.
It's a ball and strike for the former Forster, Dylan Fishbow, who's gone 3 for 21 so far this CCL season. 1-1 pitch. He was knotted up. Strike 2 on Dylan.
Yeah, Fishbow. You know, it's a couple times now where we've seen a former Forster come to Eddie Matthews Field.
1-2 pitch, and that's called strike 3. Fishbow goes down looking, 2 down in the first. So far this year for Crodell, the right-hander who plays with UC Santa Barbara, 7 1/3, 6 hits, only a single run. He walked 1, and now he has struck out 12 with the 2 Ks so far today. That's ball 1 to Lucas Bonham. Stands in 2 out, and the base is clear.
And he gets it done with a 4-pitch mix, mainly the fastball, and then try and get the swing and misses. You obviously see the changeup, the slider, or the curveball.
1-2. Fastball will miss away at 92. Good count now for Lucas Bonham.
And Bonham, solid season this past year at El Camino College. OPS just a tick below 900. 6 home runs.
Crodell winds up the 2-0 pitch. Popped up and behind plate, behind everything. That will be strike 1 on the second baseman today for the Bombers.
Yeah, had the green light to swing there on the 2-0. Makes sense. Take advantage, but he was just a little too under it.
2-1 pitch. On the ground, left side, it's through for a base hit. A 2-out knock for Lucas Bonham. And the Bombers have their first runner coming with 2 out in the first.
Got out of that one in a hurry on a hard hit ball pass. Addison Klepsch at short and the outfield for a 2-out knock.
That's going to continue the inning for Michael Rocha to stand in from the right side. 1 on, 2 out. Here's a shot into left. Sawyer Farr will slide over. And A.J. Crodell strikes out 2 in the first. Strong start for the Santa Barbara starter. We go to the bottom of the inning. Forster bats coming up next.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Scoreless going into the bottom of the first inning. Here is Addison Klepsch to lead off for the Santa Barbara Foresters. The starter for San Diego will be Owen Peak. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. To follow Klepsch will be Kill and then Muma. The middle three will be Brenton Clark, Sawyer Farr, Caleb Hoover, then Dallimore, Nabarro, and Rulli to round out the bottom of the order for Santa Barbara. Second pitch is going to miss down low, a ball and a strike. And the starter today, Owen Peak, just his first start, but his fourth appearance already.
Yeah, he came in last time these two teams faced each other, where he found out that he is cousins with the man he's facing right now, Addison Klepsch.
This is fair down the first baseline, but ends up ricocheting off Klepsch, and he is going to be retired. That ball was fair down the first baseline, and Klepsch will be retired. Clipping that baseball on his way down to first, so that's the first out in the opening inning.
Something you see every day at
Yeah.
the ballpark. Weird start to the proceedings here.
So bases clear one away, and that's going to bring up Terrence Kill. Fantastic day yesterday for the man batting in the 2-hole. 3 hits along with an RBI.
Yeah, all of them for singles. Continued the rallies in the second inning.
First pitch, breaking ball will miss upstairs to Terrence. Here's the defense today for the Bombers. Michael Rocha is at third, Thomas Williams at short, Lucas Bonham at second, Jack Mullen at first, Flynn Barnes is the catcher, Kyle Becker is in left, Dylan Fishbow in center, and Jeremy Jones out in right. 1-0 pitch will miss away at 86. 2-0 for Terrence.
Job by Kill to pull back on that one. It's a really solid day yesterday for the outfielder. Made some good plays in defense as well.
2-0 pitch is that breaking ball located, and we've been seeing Peak already going to that breaking ball quite early.
Yeah, it's got a really nice vertical drop to it. Pretty sudden. Be hard to read as the batter.
Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Terrence Kill. Fastball is located at the lower half of the zone, or a strike, 2-2.
And it's really tough when he gives you a fastball low. You just saw the off speed with a lot of drop, and then that time he goes fastball low. You think it might drop even out of his zone, but stays in.
Peak the 2-2 to Kill. A drive into left center field. Moving in is Fishbow, and that's going to fall for a base hit. Terrence Kill picking up right where he left off yesterday. Had 3 knocks, and he's got a 1-out knock in the first.
Yeah, a little kind of a loopy drop into left center. Big thing with Kill here, he was 0 for 2 on stolen base attempts. See the Waves catcher was phenomenal at catching guys out. Terrence hoping for a little more success in the bags today.
Comes the first pitch down, Easton Moomaw. And Easton, in this lefty-lefty match, will take a first pitch ball, and that's a good point. Yesterday, the Foresters caught stealing 3 times yesterday. Don't often see that.
You really don't, because not only are they fast guys, but the catchers in the CCL, it's hard for them to catch up to that. Obviously a hard throw to make in time with all the speed they have.
And the other man who was caught stealing yesterday was Maddox Mandino, not in the lineup today, and he was on our pregame show earlier today. So if you'd like to hear what Maddox has to say, even about a favorite team that he'd like to play with and favorite player that he'd like to play with, be sure to go and tune into that. That's a strike to Moomaw, 1-1.
Yeah, I mean, not to spoil what he says, but he says Pete Rose and Dustin Pedroia, and those are 2 great comparisons, I think, for Mandino's games. Smaller, speedy, contact guys.
It's great catching up with Maddox earlier today. So 1 on, 1 out, 1-1 pitch is the breaking ball away, 2-1. Easton today, I should say entering today, hitting .417 with Kill at first base. He's ahead in the count. And Owen Peak, his 4th appearance the CCL season, the 2-1, located on the outer half, 2-2.
Yeah, Peak is his college ball for Point Loma Nazarene University. He mainly worked as a reliever. Very solid strikeout numbers.
It's 2-2 for Easton Moomaw. That's foul back, remains 2-2, and you note, Nate, that it's been mainly used as a reliever in his first 3 appearances, I should say. Only 4 innings pitched, and of course, today being his first start. Remains 2-2 for Easton. Brenton Clark is on deck for Santa Barbara. 2-2. Breaking ball misses well. High pass into the backstop and down to second base goes Terrence Kill, and the Foresters have their first runner in scoring position this game.
Easy for Kill to advance on that one. Throw didn't even come in. He took a pretty big lead. I was thinking that he got the sign of steal there, but he went back and then saw the ball was heading to the backstop and took off.
Here comes a 3-2 pitch. Moomaw will stay alive. And by the way, it will go down as a wild pitch on Owen Peak to advance Kill in the scoring position. And here comes the 8th pitch of this plate appearance to Easton Moomaw. 3-2 delivery. That is away, ball 4, and Easton Moomaw. Fantastic work at the dish. A man who's got an on-base percentage of .522, just got a little bit better with a 1-out walk.
Yeah, that was a tough one to take. Outer half fastball. You don't know if it's going to go in, go out, and it just stayed out of his zone. Really nice read by Moomaw. 2 on, 1 out for the 4-hole hitter, Brenton Clark.
And if we recall back to last weekend, it was a 3-0 scoreline with all 3 runs coming in the opening inning for Santa Barbara. Maybe something similar in store for us today if Santa Barbara's able to strike here. Clark squared around to bunt, takes ball 1. We just mentioned that on-base percentage for Moomaw. Well, Clark, .575 for his on-base percentage. He's got 11 walks, leading the team with an average of .429. Comes the 1-0. That's going to be in there. Another breaking ball, ball and a strike.
Yeah, Clark in that inning was the first inning. Last time these 2 teams played was the second run across the plate. Kill also got on as the leadoff man, where he got hit by a pitch his first time up.
Seeing that a lot. But the 1-1, it's going to be away for ball 2. And with this lefty starter, we'll see how long Peak it will go in this ball game. Remember, just 4 innings pitched and 3 appearances so far this season, but A lot of lefties in this lineup today for Santa Barbara, really almost every day. Here comes a 2-1 pitch to Clark. He squares around to bunt. That ball's going to be in there for a strike, and no play down. The runners will hold. Good work from Flynn Barnes. Get that ball back quickly into his glove.
Yeah, both were ready to take off, but Barnes just hustled over, made the play, and kept the runners at bay.
2 balls and 2 strikes for Clark. Sawyer Farr is scheduled next for Santa Barbara. Peak looks for a ground ball. 2-2. Is a breaking ball missing upstairs? Full count.
Had the pitch to give. He does not want to let Clark on.
First and second kill. And Easton Mumon, a big 3-2 pitch coming up to Brenton Clark. There goes the runners, and that's going to be away for ball 4, and the bases will be loaded. Only a single out in the first.
Now batting the left fielder, number 5, Sawyer Farr.
Sight we've seen many times before this season, Hunter.
Mm-hmm.
A walk for Brenton Clark to load up the bases.
12th of the season for number 6 as he goes down to first. That's going to bring up the switch hitter. Sawyer Farr to bat from the right side. Bases filled with Foresters, and what an opportunity early to strike first against the Bombers. Sawyer's first pitch will be in there at 85 for a strike.
The first time we've seen Farr hitting from the right-hand side in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Foresters haven't faced many lefties recently, and that means Sawyer, the switch hitter, has mainly been hitting from the left-hand side.
Wind blowing out to left center field. Here comes a strike 1 pitch too far. That's going to miss inside. Good work from Barnes on the slide to his left, 1-1. So far this year, Sawyer, 11 runs batted in. That is just second to Easton Ruley, who has 14. Easton's at the 9 spot today. Comes the 1-1 pitch. Rope down the left field line. Well foul. Strike 2.
Like the aggression there. Farr, that was a really hard hit ball. Just a little too early, though. That could have been a few runs come across the plate there if it was fair.
Kill at third. Mumont second. Clark is at first after back-to-back walks given up by Owen Peak. Here comes a 1-2 pitch. Outside of third again. Means 1-2.
Another hard hit ball that just goes foul. He's locating the bat very well, but he's just a little early. At that time, though, the breaking ball, maybe it was sitting fastball.
And yesterday, when the Sturs had so many walks, they had 17 hits in yesterday's ball game against the San Diego Waves. Sawyer had a pretty good day. 1-2 pitch is left side. It's on the ground. It's through for a base hit. Kill will score. Coming around from second is Mumaw. Becker had a fumble, a play it down at third base, safe, and runners will be at second and third, and it's now 2-0 Santa Barbara.
Third time's the charm, Hunter. Sent 2 foul balls down the left field line, third base side, and that third ball stays fair, gets past the infield into the shallow outfield and scores 2 runs. Clutch piece of hitting by Sawyer Farr, and Sturs taking advantage early. Very similar to start to the first game.
So now a 2-0 lead. Second and third with the fumble in left field by Kyle Becker. It's going to go down as an E7 to advance Clark to third and Farr to second. And that's going to bring up Caleb Hoover, 2 runs in and 2 more in scoring position. First pitch is going to miss upstairs, ball 1. So far, he's now got 13 runs batted in this year. With Hoover standing in, hitting .212 this year. 1-0 pitch, And Caleb's going to see it down. Good count now for him, 2-0.
Hoover, solid OBP this season, 381. Got on base really well. He's also had a knack for some clutch RBIs in the last couple days.
He's ahead, 2-0. Curveball that did not curve down. That's going to be ball 3. In case you're wondering, Brady Dallimore, the starting catcher today, is on deck for Santa Barbara. Bottom of the first inning, 2 runs in. What's the damage going to be when this inning will come to a close? 3-0 pitch. Fouled back, give him the green light, 3-1.
And you will usually give your power bat in the lineup as the green light to swing on the 3-0. He has enough pop to send it over the fence and score you 3 runs.
And speaking of sending balls over the fence, had 2 of them yesterday. Hoover had the first this year for Santa Barbara. 3-1 is on the outside edge, full count.
But I don't get not swinging at that one. That was right down the middle.
Second and third. And Owen Peak winds up the 3-2 pitch to Hoover. He fouls it back. Just couldn't quite time it up. Full count it remains.
Wouldn't be surprised if Peak decides to go to the off speed here in the lefty-lefty matchup, trying full Hoover.
Here comes another 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. 2 down in the first.
Got Hoover was thinking fastball there, and Peak took advantage, sent the off speed, dropped it into the zone, and got the massive swing and miss from Hoover.
Big second out for the cause of San Diego to bring up Brady Dallimore. What a story it was yesterday. The man who took over in the top spot in the order for Maddox Mandino came in to hit in the 7th, a pinch hit home run into left. First pitch, he's going to see his down low. Great play by Barnes to keep the runner at third at bay, 1-0.
Yeah, really great play. Back to that home run, though. I mean, that was to the deepest part of the park in left center. We talked a bit about the wind blowing out to left, so that definitely helped. But he has a lot of pop on his bat.
The 1-0 pitch is hit deep into left. Back is Tompkins, and he has done it again. Brady Dallimore, 3-run shot, and the Sturs lead 5-0 in the first.
That home run by Brady Dallimore is sponsored by the Santa Barbara Airport.
We told you. He has the pop to do it over the left field wall, and I guess Owen Peak didn't watch film from last night.
Number 7.
Absolutely tanked. That one looked like it might have gone even further than yesterday's. A no doubter for sure, and that's going to mound visit to Peak.
Wow. Brady Dallimore in just his last two ABs, cranking baseballs over the outfield fences here at Santa Barbara High School. And we've talked about earlier this year what he did this past year, coming in out of high school, just graduating. And he's finally starting to see all the pop that we've talked about and starting to see the baseball very well.
Yeah, we were both very excited about him when he came to the team, watching him in practice. Opentard gave him the nod as the opening day catcher.
Right.
He took advantage. He was a very solid play behind the plate. You think maybe, he's a younger guy on the team. He only just graduated high school. Shows you why, though. Pard and the coaching staff trust him so much. It's the pop that he has, and seen it in his last 2 plate appearances.
He is one of the youngest players, of course, just graduated high school, but born in 2006 in the middle of April. And Bill Pintard said, what a bright future it is for Brady. Here's the first pitch to Makani Nabarro. That's going to miss for ball 1. And it's great to see Nabarro back playing. Came in yesterday in the middle of the ball game. Had 1 plate appearance, worked a walk. Here's a 1-0. That's on the outside edge for a strike.
It's the great thing about those games that are kind of blowouts. We're able to bring in guys who maybe were having an off day, get them some run in the ABs.
This is flared up. Maybe a chance for the third baseman. A diving play towards the third base dugout. Makes the catch. Michael Rocha outside of your picture frame, sliding in feet first towards the third base dugout. Fencing a big plume of dust. Kicked up, and he made the grab on his back. Good play by the third baseman. But the damage has been done. Through one, Santa Barbara lead 5-0 over the Bombers. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the second inning. AJ Crodell is going to face Kyle Becker, Jack Mullen, Jeremy Jones. That is 5, 6, and 7 scheduled for San Diego, with the Sturs leading 5-0. Another 5 spot for Santa Barbara put up, and I feel like it's become a reoccurrence for Santa Barbara. It's a first pitch strike on Becker.
Yeah, it's the, starting off early, getting runs on the board, and keeping their foot on the gas.
The 0-1, and that's on the outside edge at 79. The changeup from AJ, 0-2. That quick tempo of his 0-2 pitch, that's down, ball 1. Gaucho gets to start today. Also expect Frank Camarillo to start tomorrow. Here's a 1-2, swing and a miss. Becker is down on strikes, 1 out in the second.
Continuing where he left off at 2 Ks in the first. 10 error inning today. That's his third, just through 1 1/3. Gnarly off-speed pitch at that.
And here is Jack Mullen. Foul back in the glove of Dallimore. Strike 1. Mullen, this CCL season, has gone 1 for 7 at the plate. Also a walk. This is the 3rd straight game for Santa Barbara playing a team from San Diego. The 0-1 is going to be down 1-1. Of course, the last 2 days playing the San Diego Waves. A 14-3 win yesterday, then a grindy 4-2 victory on the 19th. 1-1 on the outside edge, 1-2.
Cordell's just been so impressive with how he's located his pitches this season. Painting corners, getting swing and misses, strikeouts. He's been phenomenal to watch.
Another 1-2 pitch. Just going to miss upstairs. 2-2. Curveball. Just missing a fraction high. 2-2 pitch. On the ground, left to the third baseman, Mumaw. And a nice play by Easton. 2 down in the second.
Yeah, really nice play. His defense is just so impressive over at third. Saw him make a nice defensive play at first in foul territory yesterday, but definitely more used to that left side of the infield. Shown right there on the 5-3.
First pitch away to Jeremy Jones, and Jones, who's batting out the 7-hole for Scott Stanley, the manager for the Bombers. Now see a 1-0. Up the middle, tough play for Klepsch. Couldn't range over to his left, and it's a 2-out knock for Jeremy Jones to continue the inning for the Bombers. 5th hit of the summer in CCL play for the right fielder, and that's going to bring up Gianluca Finelli. 1 on, 2 out in the 2nd.
Second time today that the Bombers have gotten a 2-out knock, but Crodell did a good job shutting down the batter after, and he gets off to a good start there against Finelli.
Finelli's gone 3 for 18 in the CCL. Does have a home run this year. AJ looks to work around a 2-out single. Comes the 0-1. Slider, big swing, nothing in, 2.
At least when you miss it, that from Finelli.
Once again, Crodell ahead in the count. The 0-2 pitch, that is spiked, skips past Dallimore, down to second. Jones on the errant pitch. First time today, the Bombers have a man in scoring position. In case you're wondering, Finelli has batted in 5 runs this season. He's got one sitting out at second base. 1-2 pitch. Check swing, but called. Strike 3. Crodell gets him looking, and Jones is stranded on the bases. Through 1.5, Santa Barbara have a 5-0 lead over the Bombers.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the 2nd inning, Forsters have a 5-0 lead, and a new arm will enter for the San Diego Bombers. Wyatt Thomas, the right-hander, now in the game.
Yeah, just wrapped up his freshman year with Golden West College. 6.5 ERA. Strikeout numbers. Facing 9-1-2.
It's going to be Ruley, Klepsch, and Kill. Easton on the first pitch will take a strike, and Ruley had a big breakout day yesterday. 4 runs batted in, notably the home run into left, which was his first plate appearance of the day, which came in the 2nd.
First pitch as well.
Sees a ball there, 1-1. It's just great to see for Ruley. With a tough stretch last couple games, and he also had an RBI walk and RBI ground out, so bringing home 4 runs yesterday in the 14-3 win Here's a 1-1 on the inside corner. 1-2. Here's the final line for Owen Peak. 1 inning, 3 hits, 5 runs, all of which were earned. 2 walks and 1 K for the starter today for the San Diego Bombers. Comes a 1-2 pitch. Check swing. Good take from Easton. 2-2.
Yeah, really, really good job holding off of that one, Hunter.
Infield straightaway, as is the outfield here at Santa Barbara High. 2-2 misses upstairs. Ball 3.
Really, he's done a good job forcing long at bats this season. Impatient.
To follow Rulli will be Klepsch and then Kill. 3-2 pitch. On the ground, left side, a chopper over and outside of third base. It remains 3-2 for the second baseman.
I kind of got to ask him a bit about that, hitless streak for Benny. He was like, his attitude. He just said it's just baseball, Sometimes that happens, and got to get yourself out of the funk. 1 minute you're doing that, the next minute you hit a home run.
Yep. That's a great outlook.
Felt really good, I'm sure.
Another 3-2 pitch will miss well upstairs, and it's a lead-off walk for Santa Barbara.
Now batting number 3, Addison Klepsch.
And that's going to bring up Klepsch. 1 on, nobody out, 5-0 lead for Santa Barbara. And remember, if you were with us in the start of the ball game, Klepsch had that slow grounder down the first baseline. Actually ended up clipping him as he was making his way down to first, I should say, on his run. So he was retired. He'll take a first pitch strike here, 0-1.
Yeah, I'm sure he was a little bummed he couldn't get on against his cousin. Now facing the new arm. First time this season that Klepsch has been hitting the leadoff.
Yes, and the change today, no Maddox Mandino in the lineup. Cole Chamberlain also gets the day off. The first time that hasn't been Mandino or Terrence Kill in the leadoff spot. Maybe a chance at first, in safely, just barely as Rulli. That was close.
Very close, but got back in time. Good job by Easton.
It's Jack Mullen holding on to him. Comes the 1-1. That's going to miss upstairs for ball 2. Another check at first, in safely is Rulli. Close again.
Very close.
Yeah, the leadoff walk, and Klepsch trying to work him around the bases.
He's looking to take off. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes here.
Miss upstairs for ball 3, 3-1. Next will be Terrence Kill and then Easton Mumau for the Sturs. Santa Barbara playing in their 12th game this year, a 9-1 record. They've won 6 straight games, 6-0 at home. And next week is going to be a very tough schedule. Comes a 3-1, it's foul back off the mask of Barnes. Full count.
Yeah, I do think that's partially why, some guys like Mandino, Cole Chamberlain getting the day off. Obviously, tomorrow you take on the Slow Blues. First time facing your rival this season, and then play them a couple more times next week up in San Luis Obispo.
Right. Enemy territory heading up the coast to Sinsheimer Park. But it's now 3-2. That's away, ball 4. Back-to-back walks given up by Wyatt Thomas to put 2 on, nobody out in the second.
Now batting number 2.
Both of them long at-bats as well. Eating up the arms of the Bombers.
Here's Terrence Kill. Had the first hit of the day for Santa Barbara. So he's 1 for 1 and a run scored. First and second. Nobody out in the bottom of 2. Here's a shot in the center. Fishbow will just slide over 1 out in the inning. Ruli's going to make a play down to third base. Going to be close. They got him at third. A double play. 2 down in the second.
Now batting number 23, Easton.
Santa Barbara continuing to be aggressive, has really tried to tag up. But now 2 down, just a man at first base.
Couple times where really got lucky, maybe on the bags, got back in time, just barely that time, though. What a throw by Fishbowl.
Great throw.
I don't think Steve Shuck expected that when he sent Rulli around.
First pitch to Muma. Well, miss away, ball 1. Easton has a walk today. There were 2 walks in the first inning and 2 walks in this inning. And that's what Sturs have been doing with frequency. There's ball 2, played down at first, and just barely is Addison Klepsch. The Sturs on the bases, playing with fire.
Good read by Klepsch. I think he saw right away that the catcher was looking to throw that back, and he kind of got there, moved back earlier than he might have. Didn't pay attention to it.
Comes a 2-0. Chopped outside of first, strike 1, and Flynn Barnes, some good eye behind the plate. Even just seen that little bit of a window of an opportunity, giving her a run down to first. Thomas gets himself back into the count. 2-1. On the ground, right side. Here is Bonham, and the side will be retired. The Sturs started off the inning with 2 walks, come up empty. Through 2, Santa Barbara, 5-0 lead over San Diego.
It's out of here. It's tough to tell whether that's another Foresters home run or one of the many flights going out of the Santa Barbara airport. With 22 daily departures and 11 direct destinations, including Chicago, Dallas, Las Vegas, San Diego, and Seattle, there's no need to drive and fly when you can take off local at the Santa Barbara airport. Prepare for a departure from the usual travel experience. Choose SBA and depart differently. A proud partner of the Santa Barbara Foresters.
Into the third inning. Santa Barbara have a 5-0 lead. AJ Crodell tossed 28 through the first 2. He's going to face 9, 1, and 2. Barnes, Williams, Fishbow. First pitch will be located at 90 to Flynn Barnes. Standing in for the first time today, 0 and 1.
Yeah, we've already been impressed with Barnes defensively. Let's see how he handles himself in the 9-hole spot here.
Quickly down 0 and 2, and Crodell continues to fill up the strike zone. And just like that, you blink, Barnes is down 0 and 2. Check swing, ball 1.
And plays college ball over at Orange Coast College, and some good pop, couple home runs.
1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Crodell has K'd 5 through the order for the first time. 1 down in the third.
definitely have to feel good about yourself. But the batters as well, it's in their back of minds. Is I've already seen this guy once. He struck me out, but I know what he's going to give me.
First pitch will miss away from Thomas Williams. And notably, when these two teams met last Saturday, the Bombers actually had more hits than Santa Barbara, but lost 3-0. That's going to be ball 2 away for Williams, ahead 2-0. You don't often see that, especially just Santa Barbara 2 hits and they won 3-0.
Yeah, I mean, Staff was that day, and very similar arms to what we saw. Obviously, Crodell and Fino. So, be surprised if they can keep that up.
Here's a 3-0. That's going to miss away. So a strikeout to start the inning, then a 4-pitch walk to Thomas Williams, and the first walk given up by Santa Barbara today.
Happened in a flash, 4 very quick pitches. Crodell playing at his pace and allows a runner on.
That's going to bring up Dylan Fishbow. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Sees a slider on the outside edge for a strike. 0-1. Remember, Fishbow had that nice play in center field, which threw out Easton Ruley at third base. Fooled there, 0-2.
Also struck out looking last time around and is falling behind here, 0-2.
At first is Williams. Here comes an 0-2 to Dylan Fishbow. Called strike 3. 2 down in the third.
Another strikeout looking for Fishbow.
That slider's working for AJ. So 1 on, 2 away for Lucas Bonham. First pitch will miss high and in for ball 1. Remember, Bonham, the first of the 2 hits today for San Diego, which came in the first inning. This popped up behind home plate. 1-1 now for the number 3 batter.
First pitch by Crodell was beautiful. So much movement. Had some horizontal and vertical drop. If he found that in the zone, that would have been a great opening pitch.
Chop to short. Klepsch is just going to flip to second for the force out, and the inning is over. Good work by Crodell. He Ks 2, and on to the bottom of the third. Clark R. Hoover coming up. Stirs by 5.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Santa Barbara have a 5-0 lead. Brenton Clark will lead off with Wyatt Thomas, the right-hander, remaining in this game. First pitch swinging down the first baseline. That ball is foul, just barely outside. A first strike 1 on Brenton.
Yeah, Thomas did a really good job. Walked the first 2 guys he faced, but got some help from his defense, and then easy 4-3 ground out to get out of 2 runners in scoring position.
All 5 of Santa Barbara's runs from the first inning. 8 batters came around. Here's the 0-1. This is going the other way. A base hit in the left for Brenton Clark. He has a walk and now a hit A leadoff single for Santa Barbara.
Took a big turn at first, thought about two, but headed back for the easy single.
Now batting number
Another
5,
opposite field shot by Brenton Clark.
It's almost like the infield needs to play him the opposite way. So many hits of his going into left. Fantastic work from Clark yet again to reach base. We remind you, entering today, .575 on base percentage for Brenton. So he's on, nobody out. Here is Sawyer Farr. Squares around to bunt. It's going to be strike one.
Watch Sawyer Farr take BP. He always makes some times to practice his bunts.
Mm-hmm.
Something you can really appreciate when you know you have guys who have a lot of speed like Clark and Farr as well. He could easily beat that throw to first.
Here comes a strike one pitch to Sawyer. Swings away. 0-2.
That time, though, wanted all of it.
Sawyer had a 2 RBI single back in the first inning in the left field, then hitting as a right-handed hitter against the lefty Owen Peak. Now bats from the left side for the first time today. Here comes the 0-2. That's well away for ball one. To follow Sawyer will be Hoover on another gorgeous day from Santa Barbara. No clouds this morning. Clear skies right as the sun rose. Does Clark take off some point in this inning? The 1-2 is away at the knees, 2-2.
Waves dugout Bombers dugout, like that one a lot.
In case you're wondering, 2 stolen bags this year for Clark on 4 attempts. Here comes the 2-2. Eyeing in, ball 3.
Like he was starting to take off on that one, but saw it was going to be a little, or he wanted it, and decided to trust Farr to take the walk and make the jaunt over to second, an easy one.
Wyatt Thomas has walked 2 so far as a 3-2. That is away. And Santa Barbara have worked their 5th walk of this ball game. Nobody out in the 3rd with 2 on to bring up Caleb Hoover.
Job by Farr. Hopefully these guys just on base machines. OBP's above 500, and they're both on for a reason. And Hoover hopes to move him along the base path.
There's a first pitch strike from Wyatt Thomas, 0-1. Caleb today has struck out back in the opening inning. Can Santa Barbara tack onto their 5-run advantage? Comes the 0-1. This is up the middle. It's a base hit from second base. Brenton Clark is coming home. The throw from Fishbow is cut off. Play down at third base. Got him at third, but a run will score, and Hoover will be at first.
So Farr not too happy about that one over at third.
Now batting number 27.
And head back to the dugout, but really nice job by Hoover. Up the middle, hard hit. Clark scores with ease, and still a runner on, just one out.
Hoover picks up his 5th RBI of the season with the base hit. Hard hit ball, and Wyatt Thomas saw that one coming in at eye level just to his right, third base side of the infield. But here is Brady Dallimore. He's going to take a first pitch strike, and past 2 days, only 2 ABs, 2 home runs. The man who just graduated high school.
Not too shabby.
0-1. Fooled there, big swing, 0-2.
I don't know if you could say he was fooled there. I think Dallimore's intentions were pretty known with that big swing.
Man at first, 1 away. 0-2 pitch. Breaking ball called, strike 3, and Brady's going to go down looking 2 out in the 3rd.
Now batting number 7.
Definitely the outer path of the zone, but Tough one for Dallimore to go down looking.
With a run in, 1 on, and now 2 down in the inning. Here is Makani Nabarro. Fouled out the first time up to third. High fastball, good spring up from Barnes, ball 1. Nabarro was retired on that. Nice play by the third baseman. Rocha sliding in on his back towards the third base dugout and foul ground. 1-0 pitch. That's going to be down Barnes. Another good work behind the plate. Squashing that ball and some cerebral plays already from the catcher.
Yeah, catching high balls, catching them low, trying to get runners out. He's been all over the place.
2-0 pitch. He's going to backdoor its way in for strike 1 on Nabarro. Santa Barbara playing in their 4th straight game at home. They'll come to a close tomorrow against the Slow Blues. 2-1. And another slider in their 4th strike, 2-2.
Nabarro's had a very solid season. 455 average. P of 571 near the top of the team leader.
2 balls and 2 strikes for the DH. He's going to foul it back. And the chain link fence remains 2-2. Makani entered yesterday to play right field for Brenton Clark and came around for 1 plate appearance, but had a couple innings on the defensive end before coming around to hit. Here's a 2-2, and that's to the first base on deck circle, right to Easton Ruley. Means 2 balls, 2 strikes. A run has scored in this inning. 6-0 the lead for the Sturs. Building towards July in the NBC tournament. 2-2, swing and a miss. Nabarro strikes out, and Barnes will retire him at first. The Sturs played a run, but through 3, 6-0 the Santa Barbara lead.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Into the 4th inning with the San Diego Bombers have Michael Rocha, Kyle Becker, Jack Mullen scheduled. With A.J. Crodell remaining in this ball game, he will face 4, 5, and 6. 6-0 lead for the Sturs. There's a first pitch strike. 0-1 to the third baseman.
Roach obviously had that really nice defensive play early in the game. Had the line out to left. He's first out now. Second time up.
It's a ball and a strike. On the ground, left side. Here comes Easton Mumaw, charges in. 1 out in the 4th.
So many times we've seen Mumaw just hustle over, kind of intercept the play that the shortstop maybe thinks going to be his and field it cleanly and hurl it over to first in time. That's a nice defensive effort from the man at the hot corner.
Back at third after playing first yesterday with Bill Pintard shaking out the infield. With bases clear, 1 out. First pitch will miss inside to Kyle Becker. struck out first time up against AJ. And Crodell already ready to gun in the next pitch. 1-0. Big breaking ball. 1-1.
Big breaking ball. So much vertical drop on that.
Here comes the 1-1. And that's going to miss away for ball 2. We talked with Scott Murray today about the plan in terms of using arms. For AJ, I like to get him through 4, maybe into 5. Here's a slider in there for a strike, 2-2. And then after that, bring in Tyler Fino as the first man out of the pen. Hopefully, between those two guys, you get him through 6 innings. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 7 for AJ.
Plan's looking like it's under perfection right now. Cardell has been dominant on the mound and easily looks like he should be going 4 or 5 today.
So here's Jack Mullen. Bases clear, 2 away. Goes around on the first pitch at 82, the slider from AJ. 0-1. Then after, assuming Crodell and Fino combined go through 6 innings, you'd have Goodcase, Andrews, Gallegos to finish out the game. That's going to miss high, 1-1. Again, we've talked about it, Nate, throughout this season, how regimented Scott Murray is. You say, okay, if you guys can do that, those next 3, Goodcase, Andrews, and Gallegos, would then go 7, 8, 9. Very scheduled and regimented, as the 1-1 will miss in ball 2.
And I really like that approach, you know. It allows you to just kind of stick to a plan. It's nice to have a plan and be able to stick with it.
That's down the middle at 91, 2-2. The other 3 guys that are available hot today, Orlando, Gardino, and Barfield. If anyone got into a tough situation, those 3 could be called upon. Here comes the 2-2. Mullen will take ball 3, full count.
Tough take, really. A really nice sweeping off speed pitch from Crodell.
3-2 pitch. Strike 3. 3 up, 3 down in the 4th. And Crodell has his 8th strikeout of the day. Welcome back to Santa Barbara. Pardon our internet connection dropping us here at Eddie Matthews Field. It is a 6-0 lead for Santa Barbara. Bottom of the 4th inning. The first 3 men have all reached base for the Stirs. Now batting is Easton Mumaw. Check down to second base. Back there is Addison Klepsch. This inning started with Easton Ruley, a 4-pitch leadoff walk. Klepsch had a ground ball over to third base. They were able to get out at third base when Ruley tried to advance. Klepsch aboard on a fielder's choice, and Terrence Kill is at first, reaching on an E4. Here's a 1-0 missing upstairs for ball 2.
Yeah, but again, another inning where every inning so far, besides the first, the leadoff man gets on.
The arm remains with Wyatt Thomas, the reliever remaining on the bump for the 4th inning. Falls behind 2-0 to Easton Mumaw. Thomas took over in the 2nd, started the clean inning. Another check down to second base. Klepsch. And Santa Barbara. An eventful day on the bases, more so than and literally the last 2 days, Nate. Eventful.
Absolutely. You know, we've seen stolen bases, pickoffs, fielder's choice, all this.
Here's the 2-0 pitch located on the outer edge. 2-1 for Easton Mumaw.
Look at that. I mean, it's the 4th inning. This is the 3rd time through the order.
Right. That's gotten pretty consistent, pretty common trend this year for Santa Barbara. a lot of plate appearances throughout the course of a game. 2-1 on the ground, 2 first. They're going to second. 2 out, over to first. It's the pitcher covering. Got him. 3-6-1 on the double play to come out of this inning unscathed. Well done by the Bombers infield through 4. Sturs leads 6-0 over the Bombers.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
On to the 5th inning from Eddie Matthews Field. And this 5th inning brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's now has 2 locations in Santa Barbara, 1 on Lower State Street and 1 in Goleta. Finney's is a great place to gather before or after any Foresters game. Finney's Craft House. So A.J. Crodell remains in this game. He has thrown 56 pitches. We'll start the 5th with a 6-0 lead for the Foresters.
Yeah, absolutely dealing right now, Hunter. Has had 2 strikeouts every inning. 8 on the day, just really, really nice.
He's going to face the bottom of the order. First pitch strike on Jeremy Jones, who has one of the 2 hits today for the Bombers, a base hit in the center field, which came with 2 down in the second. Comes the 0-1, and time being called by the batter when Crodell was starting his windup. So it just remains 0-1.
Crodell trying to play quick, and Jones did not like that.
That's down at fastball for ball 1. Jones, Finelli, and then Barnes in the 5th. 1-1. It's going to miss upstairs for ball 2. So with whatever happens in this inning, you'd have to imagine through 5 would be it for AJ. Here's a 2-0, 2-1 rather, located for strike 2. Then Tyler Fino would be the first man out of the pen. But AJ, and you said it, Nate, been dealing today with 8 punch-outs, only 2 hits. 2-2, that is down, full count. Crodell winds up the payoff pitch to Jones. And that is rolled outside of first. Remains 3-2. San Diego Bombers on the couple affiliates of the CCL South. The second time that these 2 teams are meeting. Another 3-2, and this one's lined right past the head of AJ. Grazed his glove, but it's going to be a leadoff single for Jones. He's now 2 for 2.
Another hard hit single at that by Jones. Both up the middle. First time a leadoff man is on for the Bombers.
That ball was coming in fast and went out hot, and thankfully got past AJ and didn't. That was near his face. And just went into center field, but that's going to bring up Gianluca Finelli. One on, nobody out. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike one. Now 3 hits on the day for the Bombers. When you look at the Sturs, they had 3 hits in the opening inning, notably the 3-run home run by Brady Dallimore. Second in 2 days. The 0-1, swing and a miss, strike 2. Finelli struck out looking first time up. Here's the 0-2 pitch. That is down. Fastball, ball 1.
A lot of different options there. Crodell, he's been just really consistent. His summer last season in the West Coast League with the Cowlitz Black Bears.
Fly ball into left, drifting back is Sawyer far, and will make the squeeze. Few paces out in the left center field fence, and Finelli is retired. 1 away in the 5th.
You don't know where that ball's going with no warning track out
Right.
there, and Farr made the adjustment. Gave it good chase and paid off.
And that's going to bring up the catcher, Flynn Barnes. On 0 for 4 this season. Small sample size, strike 1 on him. And Nate, we do say it all the time with Sawyer, but man of many talents, playing 5 different positions so far this year. Is that short yesterday and out and left today. Strike 1 pitch. Strike 2 on Barnes.
Yeah, they've played him in a lot of different places. Obviously, shortstop is primary, but we've seen him in the outfield. Seen him in the middle of the infield.
The 0-2 pitch is down away from Dalmore and down to second. Jones for the second time this game. Bombers have a man in scoring position.
And this is his 6th position. He played in right.
Ooh, correct, yes.
This is now, he hasn't played in left. This is his first time the left side of the outfield.
1-2 pitch. And that is fouled back. Means 1-2. Jones down to second on the wild pitch from Crodell. 1-2. And sprayed back. And Barnes starting to see it a little bit better. Means 1-2. Jones at the leadoff single. It is a 6-0 lead for Santa Barbara. 1-2 pitch. Lined right on top the third base on deck circle where Thomas Williams stands. Means 1-2. Good fight here between these two.
Really good fight. Barnes refusing to give in. Searching for his first hit of the summer.
Pitch, swing and a miss. Number 9 on the day for Crodell. 2 down in the 5th.
Did you really think A.J. Crodell was going to be the one to give him that first hit? Not a shot.
2 away to bring up Thomas Williams. Williams 0 for 1 with a walk today. Man, the top spot in the order. On the larger sample size is anyone on this Bombers team. Gone 7 of 24 now this year. First pitch will miss upstairs. That is ball 1.
Yeah, he's been go-to leadoff guy for the Bombers. Manager Scott Stanley. Makes sense. Really solid season at Rio Grande Valley, and just misses 2-0 to the dismay of many at the ballpark.
Crodell falls behind Williams ahead 2-0. Man at second. 2 away. Inside ball 3. You can hear Bill Pintard encouraging AJ from that first base dugout. He's behind 3-0. That's away ball 4. A 2-out walk for Thomas Williams to put men on first and second to bring up Dylan Fishbow in the 5th.
Now batting, number 5,
Here comes Scott Murray, the pitching coach for Santa Barbara, out of that first base dugout. Just the second walk given up today by AJ, and just his third this season. Does not hand out free passes very often.
I think the big thing that Scott Murray's telling him is just like, hey, you've had a lot of success with this against Fishbowl. You've struck him out twice already, both times looking. You can also rely on your defense, get some soft ground out. Crodell's definitely liking his odds here, I'd say.
So the batters, Fishbowl, first and second. 2 down in the 5th. It's going to be a called strike on a check swing by Fishbowl. 0-1. Jones at second, Williams at first. As the wind slice right to left here at Eddie Matthews. Strike 2 on Fishbowl.
That's what he's done both times he's come up, is fall behind 0-2. History bears repeating. This should be strike 3 looking.
Comes the 0-2 pitch. That is down into the chest of Dallimore. Good cover. Ball 1 to Fishbowl.
Get that out of your system.
Good play by the catcher. Did not catch yesterday. It was Chamberlain and Gambardella. But now the 1-2 is down the third baseline. That is foul. Remains 1 ball, 2 strikes for Dylan Fishbowl. Crodell looks to get through 5 with a 6-0 lead. 1-2 pitch is ground outside of third again. And Fishbowl starting to see the pitches from Crodell a little bit more. Remember, AJ threw 56 entering this inning. So in the low 70s now.
Former stir. Some damage on the board.
That is called strike 3. 10th punch out of the day for Crodell, and 2 stranded on the bases for the Bombers. Fantastic stuff from the starter. We go to the bottom of the inning. Clark, Farr, Hoover coming up for Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the 5th inning, Brenton Clark will lead off for Santa Barbara. You'll see a first pitch ball from the new reliever, Isaac Cota, a man that the Stars saw last time these two teams played last weekend.
And one of the few arms out of that Waves, out of that Bombers dugout, excuse me.
There's ball 2 for Brenton Clark.
Came in, gave up one of the runs of that first inning.
2-0 the count to the leadoff man. Clark will take a strike. He's gotten on base twice today, once via a walk and a base hit into left. Scored 2 runs as well. So business as usual for Clark, getting on base and plating runs. He has been fantastic this entire year. Comes a 2-1 pitch. That's going to be away for ball 3.
Coda. Got the year at Grossmont College. Got some run both as a hitter and as a pitcher.
The 3-1. Clark skies it shallow left. Becker will move in and will make the squeeze. 1 away in the 5th.
Now batting, number 5, Sawyer Farr.
Coda takes over for Wyatt Thomas in his line. 3 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, which was earned. He walked 3 and struck out 1. That was Wyatt Thomas, the first man out of the bullpen. But that's going to bring up Sawyer Farr. 1 away, and the base is clear. First pitch to Sawyer will miss away for ball 1. Santa Barbara a 6-0 lead. Bottom of the 5th inning. That's the way. And remember, this 5th inning is brought to us by our friends at Finney's Craft House. Finney's, a couple locations in Santa Barbara. Be sure to check them out before or after any Forester game. Finney's Craft House. Well, Sawyer, just like Clark, a walk and a hit today. He's ahead 2-0. That's going to miss inside for ball 3.
A lot of movement on that one. Gotta get him with a kind of sweeper look almost. Go to 6'5", tall, present on the mound.
Dumps the 3-0 pitch to Farr. That's going to miss away in a 4-pitch, 1-out walk for Sawyer. Second time he reaches base on balls. And third time today he is aboard.
14, Caleb.
That brings up Caleb Hoover. He's gone 1 for 2 today, has an RBI single into center field, which he scored Brenton Clark back in the 3rd. First pitch in there for a strike, 0-1.
Location on the fastball, low and inside.
Far at first as the 0-1 will clip the outer edge for strike 2 on Caleb. Santa Barbara's 6 runs, 5 of which came in the opening inning. Tacked on 1 more in the 3rd, courtesy of this man at the plate. Over to first, Far, no problem. Means 0-2.
Kind of crawled back into that one almost.
Far has 3 stolen bases on 4 attempts this year. Santa Barbara has an entire unit, 28 stolen bags on 37 attempts. Here comes the 0-2 to Hoover. Fouls off a high fastball. Means 0-2.
Summer for Hoover before he heads over to South Carolina. Were committed last month. Really wants to come in Columbus. A lot of momentum.
And rightfully so, being able to commit to South Carolina after his year racing college in Texas. He stands in behind the count, 0-2, 1 on, 1 out. The 0-2 pitch from Coda. That's going to miss upstairs, ball 1.
Good take. Final strike.
Last time Coda pitched against the Sturs, only a single inning. No hits, no runs, walked 1 and struck out 1. He was actually the first man out of the bullpen last Saturday. Comes the 1-2 to Caleb, and he will flare it up shallow center field, long run for Fishbow, but will make a comfortable catch. 2 down in the 5th.
Now batting, number 27, Brady Dallimore.
That's going to bring up Brady Dallimore. The home run back in the first inning. Struck out looking in the third. Gets his first look at Isaac Cota. 1 on, 2 out. There goes the runner. It's a good throw, and Farr will be retired. Caught stealing down at second base. Great throw down from Flynn Barnes. And Sawyer Farr caught stealing. And Isaac Cota only has to face 3 in the 5th. Sturs lead 6-0 in Santa Barbara.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties. And as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Into the 6th inning, Santa Barbara have a 6-0 advantage over the San Diego Bombers, and Tyler Fino will be the first man out of the bullpen, now tossing on the hill. And the final line today, Nate, for A.J. Crodell, 5 innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and 10 strikeouts. He's now got 20 Ks on the season.
Pure dominance. Best, easily the best single strikeout performance we've seen from a pitcher all season from Santa Barbara. Just shoving every inning. Some pretty even split between looking and swinging. It's just working. Some days you just get out of bed and it's working. And today was one of those days for A.J. Crodell, like many we've seen this season.
And that really just continues a familiar trend. Minimal walks and a whole lot of punch-outs. And you look back the last couple games, double-digit easy and in the mid-teens for Santa Barbara in terms of their staff and strikeouts on their opponents.
Yeah, they're rolling hot right now, this pitching staff. It's something that's always a hallmark of the Santa Barbara Foresters team. It's something Bill Pintard really emphasizes, and this year is no different.
Right. So Fino will be the first man out of the pen. Ideally for Scott Murray, he said, between Crodell and Fino, get through 6, and Tyler will start off this inning clean through 5. No runs by A.J. Crodell. It's going to be 3-4-5 schedule for the San Diego Bombers. Lucas Bonham will take a first pitch ball. Missing down low. Man who's gone 1 for 2 today. Base hit in the left, then reached on a fielder's choice in the 3rd.
I'd be surprised, though, because Crodell went pretty long if Fino goes a little longer as well.
Located there, 1-1. Ball and strike to the leadoff man. It's going to miss for ball 2. Last time Tyler took the hill. It's in the game against Orange County when the Sturs were able to scratch out a 9-8 victory. Tyler came in as the first man out of the bullpen to relieve Bryce Navarre. 2-1. It's going to miss away for ball 3.
Yeah, it's in the middle of a game where both offenses kind of stagnated a little bit because the pitching staff for both teams, like Tyler Fino, were able to shut things down.
Here's a 3-1 to the leadoff man. At his cold strike. And Bonham is going to have to retrieve the lumber full count.
He was happily ready to john over to first, but another pitch.
We'll see what Fino goes with here. 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strikes him out. And Santa Barbara pitching is now Cade 11. One down in the 6th.
But that one feels good if you're Tyler Fino.
Oh,
you
yes.
see the guy start heading over to first, thinking you walked him, and he has to go back, and you get him swinging next time up.
Base is clear. One down. It's going to bring up Michael Rocha. He's gone 0 for 2 today. Line out to left. Ground out to third. First pitch slider for a strike. 0-1. And you look at what the Bombers have done. Just 3 hits, 2 of which came from Jeremy Jones, who's bats at the 7th spot today for Scott Stanley. Here's the 0-1. Strike 2. And we mentioned earlier, Nate, just the minimal hits between these two teams. 7 between the two sides when Santa Barbara won 3-0. And Santa Barbara pitching continues to excel against the Bombers just essentially through half this game.
Yeah, it's been the story of this week. It really is how good the pitching staff's been.
And that's strikeout number 12 on the day for the staff. Back-to-back Ks for Fino. 2 down in the 6th.
Now all but one Bomber has struck out today. Man with 2 hits, Jeremy Jones in the 7 hole. Won't have to face him too soon.
That's going to bring up Kyle Becker to bat from the left side. He's gone 0 for 2, K'd twice. Fino's first pitch will miss away for ball 1. Here comes the 1-0. This is tapped and foul for strike 1. And Nate, you said it with Crodell going 5. Fino, you would imagine him to at least go 2 with that kind of backlog. Good case, Andrews and Gallegos at the back end of this game. We'll see how it all pans out with a comfortable lead right now with 6-0 over the Bombers. It's 1-1 for Becker. Ball 2.
There's still a lot of baseball left, you know. Granted, the Bombers still have yet to score a run on the Foresters this season.
This is down the first baseline. Backing up is Hoover. Will flip to Fino, and a 1-2-3 inning for the reliever. Through 5.5, Santa Barbara, a 6-0 lead over the Bombers.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the 6th inning, Santa Barbara, a 6-0 lead. Bottom of the order will be scheduled Brady Dalmore, Makani Navarro, and Easton Rulli to face Isaac Coda for the first time. Only had to face 3 in the previous inning. First pitch missing inside, nearly hits Brady. That's ball 1.
Dalmore came to the play last in the last inning, but sort of Frog got caught stealing. He couldn't finish his at bat.
1-0 pitch. This is tapped down the third baseline, foul for strike 2, and there was a defensive change for the Bombers in center field. James Derflinger will now take over for Dylan Fishbow. So Derflinger will enter in the 2 spot for Fishbow. It's now a 1-1 count for the number 7 batter for Santa Barbara, who have this nice 6-0 lead. 1-1 for the man who had a home run in the first. And this is into left. Going back, going deep. Derflinger is there, slides over. Few paces in front of that left center field fence. 1 down in the 6th.
Man, the entire ballpark wanted that one to leave. So tough for Dalmore. Again, you know, you think it's gone just because there's no warning track, and it's just so tough to read on the outfield.
So allowed first out to bring up Makani Nabarro. Third plate appearance for Makani. He's going to take a first pitch strike. Nabarro today, he's gone 0 for 2, foul out and a strikeout. Comes the 0-1 from Isaac Cota. On the ground, hard hit to the first baseman. Nice play from Mullen, and he will shove it over to his pitcher, and they're going to combine for the second out. 2 down in the 6th.
A well-hit ball by Nabarro, but great play by the man at first for the Bombers, and quick second out.
Good work from Cota, too, backing up Jack Mullen. Likely, if the pitcher didn't cover, Nabarro would have been able to reach base. That ball was fielded pretty much a few paces behind that first base bag, but 2 quick outs for Isaac Cota to bring up Easton Ruley. 2 walks today for Easton at the 9 spot. And notably for Cota, he has faced 5 batters. Did give up a walk to Sawyer Farr, but was retired, caught stealing to only face 3 in the last. So Coda's been quite efficient. Second man out of the bullpen. Deuces a pop up and it's out of play. 1-1.
Really's been a really good job of drawing walks today, of plate appearances. He's gone on for free. And patient in his at-bats. It's something really nice to see from him.
Here comes a 1-1. It's going to miss inside for ball 2. And Nate, we've always talked about the aggression for the Foresters in terms of their running game, and Bill Pintard stands by that. But 4 times a base runner's been caught stealing essentially in this game, and that was kind of similar to yesterday's ball game. I mean, it's almost the cost of doing business. Play that aggressive running game, it's bound to happen. Here's a 2-1. In the left field, moving in is Becker. It's going to fall for a base hit. A 2-out knock for Ruley. So he's got 2 walks and now a base hit.
I know you and I have gotten to know his dad over the last couple of weeks, and, you know, I kind of talked to him, and he was kind of theorizing, yeah, you know, he was really hot to start the season, got hit by the pit, like in the face with a fastball. Game kind of got thrown off, but he is all but back at the home run yesterday. Has reached every single appearance today. Good weekend so far for Easton Rowley.
First pitch will miss down low for Addison Klepsch, batting at the top spot in the order. He's gone 0 for 2 with a walk today. 6-0 the Santa Barbara lead. There goes the runner, but foul back for strike 1.
The other thing as well of Rowley is he's aggressive on the base pass. Even after he got hit by that pitch in Oreo Secco, he still took off and stole a bag.
Unbelievable. That was right before. I was in the second inning back in that game, and even had a base hit in the 7th and stolen bag later on. 1-1. He was spewing blood. He's got checked on by Barnes. He's back. Two balls and 1 strike. Here's Klepshu, spent his freshman year at Auburn. There goes the runner again. It's going to miss down low, and it's going to be a called strike, but the throw in safely to second base goes Easton Ruley. Second stolen bag of the day for the number 9 batter.
And didn't get caught stealing like some of his stirs before him. Really nice job by Easton to get in the scoring position with 2 outs.
Klepsch did take a strike on a late strike call by our plate umpire. So now it's 2-2. The delivery from Coda. There goes Ruley again over to first base. It's Mullen. It's going to be a foot race won by the first baseman. Ruley at a 2-out knock is stranded on the bases. Going to the 7th. 6-0 Santa Barbara. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com. Seventh inning now from Eddie Matthews Field. Santa Barbara High School. Tyler Fino remains in this game. He will face 6, 7, and 8. Mullen, Jones, Finelli will be scheduled, and it has been dominant so far from Santa Barbara today, and in the last couple days they have K-12, only allowed 3 hits so far, with Mullen coming to the plate.
And Mullen struck out last time around as well. His first time facing Fino this afternoon.
So here comes the first pitch to Jack Mullen from Tyler Fino. Fly ball into center field. Terrence Kill will drift back a few paces, and Terrence will record the first out in the 7th. 1 up, 1 down. Mullen retired.
1 pitch, 1 up, 1 down.
Even better. That's going to bring up the man who's gone 2 for 2, and you made the point, Nate, for Santa Barbara. Everyone is, I should say, for San Diego against the Santa Barbara pitching, everyone is struck out except this man who's gone 2 for 2, 2 base hits into center field.
His first time facing the new arm of Fino.
He's going to take a ball down low, and he's been the only man to reach second base today as well, both times advancing on a wild pitch from A.J. Crodell. Stranded on both occasions, as is a 6-0 lead for Santa Barbara. That's going to miss down for ball 2 to Jones.
Usually works as an infielder. College at Western State North. Playing in right today.
Sees a 2-0 and will foul it back to strike 1. And we've seen that with a number of different guys. Just get an opportunity to see live ABs if you're playing a little bit out of position. Here comes a 2-1. Into center field, Terrence Kill is there, but has a play at it. Nice adjustment from TK out in center, and Jones is retired for the first time today.
Kind of thought it was going to hang for a bit, but makes the correct read at the last second and hustles over to make that snag. Great play. Great read by Terrence Kill out in center.
And we have seen Kill now the last 3 games, including today, patrolling center field. Maddox Mandino, of course, has been the typical starter early on this year. Here's a first pitch ball to Gianluca Finelli, but Maddox the day off today, and We've seen the combination with Kill in center and Mandino in left recently.
Yeah, and obviously we've seen combinations as well where it was Kill and left and Mandino in center.
Right.
And you typically do put your strongest defender at center, the guy who can cover the most ground quickly. And it's really a plus where you can have that problem of, there's two guys who I really trust to patrol the center of my infield, both Maddox Mandino and Terrence Kill. And it's a great problem to have if you're Bill Pintard.
That's a strike from Fino, 2-1. And remember, joining us late, our pregame show today was with Maddox Mandino, so be sure to go back and hear Maddox's thoughts on what's like playing for Bill Pintard and what favorite player he would like to play with if he could play any baseball game with any current baseball player or from the past. That is 2-2 now for Finelli.
Who would yours be, Hunter?
I'm a Padres guy, so maybe Hoffman, Trevor Hoffman. Just to see that entrance late in the game. Here's the 2-2, and just tapping it, Finelli stays alive.
A Giants guy, and while I never really got to see him play, I mean, it's hard not to say Bonds, right?
Yeah, that's a tough one. Yeah, how can you not?
If I get on and he's right after me, that's scoring.
Base is clear. 2 down, and Fino winds up the 2-2 pitch. That is down, full count.
Hunter Pence as well. Seems like a fun guy to share a locker
Uh-huh.
room with.
Now that I think about it more and more, how difficult that question is.
You really put him on the
Yeah,
spot there. You said, maybe 3.
3-2 pitch called, strike 3, and Tyler Fino sees 6 and retires 6. Fantastic work from the Santa Barbara pitching staff. It's stretch time in Santa Barbara. Stirs by 6.
Need a new copier for your office? Coastal Copy is the original copier dealer in the Tri-Counties and your authorized Kyocera dealer, offering complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Kyocera Task Alpha digital MFPs. And thanks to the latest in Kyocera mobile and cloud technology, we offer Kyocera's mobile print app, which allows you to access documents through your smartphone or tablet. Call us today to schedule your free assessment and quote.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and the Foresters have a 6-0 lead over the San Diego Bombers. Kill, Muma Clark will be coming up, and they're going to be facing a new arm, Jack Schweinberg.
Yeah, just graduated high school from Torrey Pines. And he is committed to play his college ball up here in Santa Barbara with UCSB. He's got a 4-pitch mix, a fastball around 93, curveball, a changeup, and a slider in the high 70s.
So here is Terrence Kill to lead off in the 7th. He's gone 1 for 3 today. Ducks under that one. That is ball 1.
Taking his time getting back to the batter's box. There's a few times this season where we've seen him get pitches like that thrown at him, and he has to duck down to not get hit in the head.
Yeah, far too many batters we've seen this season get hit in the head. Here's a 1-0. Popped up, left side, drifting over is Rocha, and that ball will go out of play. Strike 1. Terrence back in the first, and the first hit of the day for Santa Barbara. Then lined into a double play when Easton Rulli was thrown out at third base after a line out, then reached on an error. Ball and strike now for Terrence Kill. And Swanberg. The pitch. Check swing. Good take from Terrence. That is ball 2.
It's a little too high. It was a nice movement, though, from Swanberg.
Remember, the season will really kick in a drive starting tomorrow. The big stretch against the Slow Blues. Here's a 2-1. That's going to miss down. Great take from TK for ball 3.
And even though, you look at the standings, you're like, oh, the Blues are below 500 right now. But it's still a rivalry. It's those games get intense. A lot of history between the two teams. And this year, probably going to be no different.
Absolutely. Here's a 3-1. Kill rolls it over to the third baseman. Diving play from Rocha. Can he recover? Throw won't be in time, and Kill maybe look to try to take off to second as that ball got away from a fraction from Mullen. It'll go down as an infield single for TK, his second knock of the day.
Good cover there by Bonham. Definitely, if even if Kill didn't slip on the bag, he kind of tumbled in there. I think Bonham's hustle would have kept him at first.
Stars have their leadoff base runner aboard to bring up Easton Mumma. Say Easton's gone 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. There goes Kill, and no throw down and sliding in head first. Kill in the scoring position.
It's a nice one for TK after getting caught stealing a couple times yesterday against the Waves.
No throw down from Barnes, who's catching a very nice game for the Bombers pitching staff. There's a 1-0. That's going to find the upper half of the zone. 1-1. Easton, after his walk in the first, came around, scored, then a ground out to second, then rolled into a double play in the fourth. But he's got an RBI sitting out at second. Here comes a 1-1 to Mumma. That's well away from Jack Swanberg. Ball 2. And Kill caught off a second base. A throw down gets away, and Terrence Kill will get down to third base. Looked like he was going to get picked off, but ends up getting down to third. Still nobody out in the 7th.
Yeah, he looked like he was going to get picked off, and then the throw came in and was offline, and Kill took advantage, 90 feet away from scoring.
The stolen base, and then the error on the catcher. 2-1 for Easton Mumma. Stars last scored in the 3rd inning when they put up just 1 run. TK took a massive lead down at third base. He was like a third of the way down the line.
I think he might have had the sign to go home there.
So it's now 3-1 for Mumma. We'll keep a close eye just outside your picture of where TK is. Here's a 3-1. It's going to get away from ball 4, and Kill will hold up at third base after the walk to Mumma to put runners on the corners.
I like that decision to hold up there by Kill, Runners on the corners, nobody out. No reason to try and have the opportunity to even get out at home. With, 4, 5, and 6 coming up here, Clark, Farb, both of these guys, RBI capabilities. Smart play by Kill.
Runners on the corners for now, Brenton. He's gone 1 for 2 today with a walk. Spits on the first pitch, just drifts over to the right of Barnes. Kill will hold at third, but Muma down to second on the wild pitch. So the Sturs, their first 2 base runners, now have second and third, nobody out, and a chance to buff up this lead in the bottom of the 7th. Clark has brought home 6 runs this year. He's got 2 on the base pass currently. Comes the 1-0. That's going to miss for ball 2.
Good job by Barnes. And that one from going away from him.
Jack Swainberg is now in this game. Took over for Coda in the final line for Isaac. 2 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and no strikeouts. This is foul back. It's now 2-1. And Coda really a nice job in the 5th and 6th innings for the San Diego Bombers. After the starter, Owen Peak just went a single inning and gave up 5 runs in that opening frame. Santa Barbara have been able to score in bunches in recent games. They've been able to strike early as well. But for back-to-back games, they've hung up a 5 on the scoreboard for at least 1 inning. 2-1 pitch. Up the middle. Here comes Williams. Charges in. The shortstop will make the play at first, but that's going to bring home a run. Brenton Clark on the ground out will score Terrence Kill. It is now 7-0 Santa Barbara.
Productive outs. Go down as an RBI for Clark, and still have a runner at third. Potential for more with Sawyer Farr to the plate.
Muma's now at third, and Sawyer, the switch hitter, he's got a 2-run single, and he's been walked twice. First look at Swainberg. It's going to miss inside for ball 1. Actually, rather, it's going to be a called strike by our plate umpire. 0-1. So Sawyer Biden from the left side. The 0-1 pitch is going to miss away for ball 1 and Farr. Now with 13 runs batted in this year with that 2 RBI single in the first, and you look at his OPS on base percentage of 500, slugging 474. Entering today, it's just gotten better with reaching 3 times. Here's a 2-1. That's in the dirt. Rather, that is now ball 2. And you even look at the OPS for Brenton Clark, Nate. I mean, that's over 1,000 for the number 4 and number 5 batters. Really, really good.
Exactly what you want from this part of the order. You know, guys that can get extra base hits, get on base, drive in runs.
And Muma's just shy of an OPS of 1,000 as well. Who's at third. 2-1. That's going to be a good pick from Barnes for ball 3. And we even said this yesterday. There's not much give in this lineup for Santa Barbara 1 through 9.
No, it's a gauntlet. It is tough to get through each time. You have to go through the order and stack runs.
3-1 Farr. Big swing, foul tip back. 3-2.
You're like, oh, I got one guy out. You know, it's happened a couple times where we've seen like, oh, you know, Andino or Kill or someone get out, and then you're like, oh, but you have to face Easton Muma, Brenton Clark, and Sawyer Farr right after.
Count now full. Here comes the pitch from Swainberg. Swing and a miss, and Farr is retired. 2 down in the 7th. Also continuing that thought, Nate, you see Dallimore launching 2 home runs in the pinch hit yesterday. First plate appearance today. And then Easton Rulli at the 9 spot getting hot. He's 1 for 1 with 2 walks. So even guys seeing the baseball even better. And it's a gauntlet. That's a great word to describe it. Batter is now Caleb Hoover, runner at third, 2 down. That's inside for ball 1.
There's another guy with some.
Oh, yes.
You see the ball well recently. You know, a couple days ago, got on 6 times.
He's gone 1 for 3 today with an RBI. And he's ahead 2-0. And unofficially in the stats, he had that home run in the Pasadena game that was suspended, the first home run. And now the Stars have 4 this year.
It'll show up in the books eventually.
Oh, yes, it will. 2-0. That's ball 3. And that game will be planned on being finished when the Sturs go down to Pasadena on July 5th. Next time that Sturs will play Arroyo Seco. So they'll play a game and some change. Here's a 3-0. That's ball 4 and a 4-pitch walk to Caleb Hoover, coming with 2 down in the 7th. Runners to the corners, and that's going to bring up the man we were just talking about, Brady Dallimore.
Now batting for 27.
Mound visit here to Swainberg.
After that home run from Brady, struck out looking in a fly out to center. Not just a fly out, that was a deep fly out into center. It looked like he had another one.
He's got some serious pop on her. I mean, we've seen it in bunches, and
We have been touching on the upcoming schedule for Santa Barbara. Of their next 6 games, 5 of which will be against the Slow Blues, which will start tomorrow. The big rivalry first pitch will be at 2 o'clock local time. We'll have an off day Monday, 2 games in enemy territory going up to San Luis Obispo on Tuesday and Wednesday. But those games, throughout their history of Santa Barbara, have always been one of the highlighted games throughout the entire season.
games where you get remembered, where your legacy's defined as a Forester. We've already seen a couple of his signature moments so far this season. You know, obviously the walk-off win against the Riptides. Close one as well yesterday against the comeback against the Waves.
That's gonna hit Dallimore. He is aboard, hit by a pitch.
Ouch, that looks like it hurt. This Hit by a Pitch brought to you by AltaOrthopedics.com. Got hurt? Call them.
It's definitely tough, you know. It was a mound visit just now, and yeah, that's going to be Swainberg's day, but, you know, it's tough to see. You hit the batter, you know, you go visit the mound trying to calm him down, you're only going to get one more out, and then you hit the batter first pitch and load up the bases. I'm sure the Bombers still feel like this game's in reaching. You know, it's 6 runs. You can chomp away at that inning by inning, 7-run difference now, excuse me. You can chomp away over the next couple innings, and they're trying to keep this just at that.
With 1 run in the 7th, 7-0 lead. We'll step aside, pitch and change, and the base is loaded, filled with Foresters when we return.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisor.
Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and the bases filled with Foresters. The new arm will be Carson Summerfield with 2 down, bases full. Makani Nabarro will come to the plate, face the new arm Summerfield. First pitch is foul back, strike 1.
Off the pole that we positioned the camera up against.
McConaughey today, he's gone 0 for 3. A foul out, struck out, and a ground out 3-1 back in the last. Can he bring home some runs? The 0-1. On the ground to the first baseman, it's Mullen, and he's going to flip to the man who just entered Summerfield, and Carson Summerfield gets out of the jam. It will be a 7-0 game through 7. Well done from the reliever, inducing the ground ball. Top of the 8th, Williams, Sturflinger, and Bonham coming up for the Bombers. Santa Barbara Airport has 5 airlines: American, Alaska, Delta Air, Southwest, and United, with 12 direct destinations from Santa Barbara to Atlanta, Dallas, Denver, Las Vegas, Oakland, Los Angeles, Salt Lake City, Portland, San Francisco, Phoenix, Seattle, and Sacramento. With 23 daily departures from Santa Barbara, SBA's newest daily service on Delta Airlines to Atlanta and Salt Lake City can ensure that you can get anywhere in the world in just one stop. SBA is proud to join over 200 airports around the world in the Hidden Disabilities Sunflower Program. Passengers with a disability can opt into the program, and in doing so, trained staff at SBA will be there to provide additional level of customer service. You can learn more at www.flysba.com. Once again, you can learn more and book your flights today from Santa Barbara at www.flysba.com.
When it comes to your office equipment needs, call Coastal Copy. We're the largest independent office equipment dealership in the Tri-Counties, and as your locally owned authorized Savin dealer, Coastal Copy offers complete sales, service, and supplies on a full line of Savin digital copiers and MFPs, Savin color printers, digital duplicators, Savin wide format systems, digital presses, document management solutions, and more. That's Coastal Copy.
You'll see a difference because we go the distance.
Call 1-800-995-8835.
Yeah, snuck up the middle, really gave it a good chase, but got through, and first runner on a couple innings here for the Bombers.
First runner since the 5th after Jeremy Jones had the 3rd knock of the day, but Flynn Barnes, a base hit up the middle, to set the table for the top of the order, and Thomas Williams. First pitch will skip away from Dallimore, and that ball looked like it got lodged up in the chain link fence. Never came down, but Barnes down to second. I don't know where that ball went.
Dallimore didn't either, and the home plate ump just keeping Barnes up at second.
So just one base for the man after his leadoff single. Just the 3rd man in scoring position today for the Bombers. First, say the next pitch is fouled back for Williams, 1-1.
And that one did fall back down after hitting the chain link fence.
Williams today, he's gone 0 for 1, but 2 walks to his name. With Gallegos entering this contest, was listed today as the closer. Here's the 1-1, lined and over the head of the second baseman. From second base, here comes Barnes. It's scooped up by Kill, and it'll be an RBI single by Thomas Williams. And the Bombers on the board in the 8th.
Nice swing by Williams. He's gone on the last couple times, and he continues that streak. Found the gap in right center and drove in the first run of the day for San Diego.
Barnes plates it after his base hit in the center, so it's going to bring up James Dorflinger to hit for the first time today. 7-1 the score. That slider's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Come back at the Bombers after allowing the first run of the game for them. Gallegos, no fear.
Here comes the 0-1 pitch to Derflinger. Checks the swing, but he went around, couldn't lay off a high slider. Nothing in 2.
Derflinger, a guy out of that college, he was a pretty solid contributor, average around 300, played catcher in the infield and in the outfield. Utility guy.
Gallegos gets ahead. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. 1 down in the 8th.
That strikeout was brought to you by Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating.
14 on the day, Nate, for Santa Barbara pitching.
Batting, number 4.
Yeah, that's Derflinger. You know, he came in for Fishbow because Fishbow struck out 3 times. He strikes out there.
Now we'll have a pinch hitter. Christian Santiago will now hit in the 3 spot for Lucas Bonham. Santiago started in the game last weekend against the Sturs. Ended up going 1 for 3 with an infield single. But he stands in for the first time today. 1 on, 1 out. Big swing, the high fastball at 92, strike 1. In case you're wondering, Lucas Bonham, he went 1 for 3 at the first knock of the day for the Bombers. Base hit in the left. But a run in as the 0-1 will just miss away at 90. Ball and strike.
Toughness there. Located it well. Just couldn't get the call.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Santiago. That is away for ball 2. And Gallegos took over for Fino this inning. The final line for Tyler: 2 innings, no hits, no runs, no walks, and 3 strikeouts for the first reliever after A.J. Crodell was in line for the win. Cade 10. Here's a 2-1. Up and out of play over the third base dugout. 2-2. Can Gallegos find a ground ball? The shadow's getting longer, and Dalmore also looking at his glove behind the plate. What will Gallegos go with here? Here comes the 2-2 pitch to Santiago. Strikes him out. 2 down in the 8th.
That strikeout was brought to you by
Just
Lee &
dropped.
Sons Plumbing and Heating.
Below anywhere where Santiago was looking.
36, Michael Rocha.
Well done by Gallegos. You know, he came in under some pressure. You know, he allowed the first 2 guys on, allowed a run, and kept on attacking. Has gotten 2 straight strikeouts.
Batter's now Michael Rocha. 1 on, 2 out. That first pitch is in there for a called strike. And it's been quite some time since we've seen Elliott. The last time was 10 days ago in the 9-5 loss to the Conejo Oaks, the lone loss that Santa Barbara has so far this year. Here's an 0-1. On that occasion, Elliott came in and threw an inning late in that ball game, but it's good to see Elliott getting some run here.
Absolutely. As more guys come in, pitching staff's getting crowded. Especially if, you know, people like Crodell and Fino are dealing.
0-2 is in there, called strike 3. Gallegos gives up 2 singles, but then K's the next 3. 16 strikeouts from Santa Barbara pitching today. They're 7.5. 7-1 the score from Santa Barbara.
During this time of record market highs and gradual economic recovery, it's essential you have someone you can trust. For 10 consecutive years, the Santa Barbara News Press Reader's Choice Poll has awarded Tremblay Financial Services recognition for the financial guidance they provide their clients. Tremblay Financial Advisors continually educate their clients with new options and financial planning tailored fit to you. For more information or an appointment, call 569-1982 or log on to tremblayfinancial.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Centaurus Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Tremblay Financial Services and Centaurus Financial are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against a loss in periods of declining values.
Santa Barbara have a 7-1 lead into the bottom of the 8th inning. Easton Rulli, Addison Klepsch, and Terrence Kill will be scheduled for Santa Barbara. 1 run did come in, but 16 punch-outs for Santa Barbara pitching. Unbelievable. Another great pitching performance from the Sturs. And on the other side, that is a first pitch ball from Carson Summerfield, who remains in this game.
Yeah, not surprised to see Summerfield remain in the game. Bombers have depleted their pitching staff, it feels like.
The only man left in the bullpen is the right-hander Lacey. That's going to drop in there. 4-strike-1 on Rulli, who today has gone 1 for 1, 2 walks and 2 stolen bases for the number 9 batter. Here comes a 1-1 pitch to Easton Rulli. That's going to miss down and away. Good take for ball 2.
Summerfield. Some experience at a couple different places, most recently Colorado Christian.
And here comes a 2-1 pitch. That is on the outside edge at 82. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Definitely, struggled a bit. Colorado Christian, 18 ERA in 11 games.
Facing the leadoff batter, Rulli. 2-2 pitch. Lined into right center field. Long run from Derflinger, who will make the catch. 1 down in the 8th inning.
Now batting, number 3, Addison Klepsch.
Base is clear, 1 down. And here is, at the top spot in the order, will take a first pitch ball. Christian Santiago, who pinch hit in the last inning, now in at second base for Lucas Bonham. Santiago had the start last weekend, 7 days ago against the Sturs. Here comes a 1-0 pitch, and located well from Summerfield, 1-1.
Yeah, really well located. Found the part of the plate that he wanted to get. Klepsch got to fight here.
With the Sturs, a 7-1 advantage. 1-1 pitch is going to be down for ball 2. Addison today was called out on an interference play on a slow hit ball down the first baseline that actually clipped him when he was running down the line. He has a walk, rolled into a fielder's choice, ground out to first. And a different look today for Bill Pintard. Mandino the day off. We typically see in the top spot. 2-1. That's going to miss well high. Ball 3. Two and 1 for Klepsch, the man who pretty recently said and committed to going to UC San Diego. So he's going to be familiar with this area, part of the Big West. UC Santa Barbara, also part of that conference, and Klepsch will be playing with the Tritons. Here's a 2-1, rather a 3-1, and that's going to be ball 4. And a 1-out walk for Klepsch. He's aboard via walk for the second time today.
Yeah, but, I think the big thing for these guys who are going to new schools, We talked about Hoover earlier. You know, he's going to South Carolina, excuse me. But, you know, it gives them an opportunity to kind of get some momentum after maybe not getting as much run their previous stop. Allows them to get some confidence into the fall, where that's where they really start to kind of figure out the pecking order of who's going to be playing where.
Klepsch, big lead off, and he's caught between first and second. Played down at second base. Safe. Somehow Klepsch is able to get in safely after getting caught out. Man in scoring position for Santa Barbara.
Tried to get him on the pickoff back at first. He took a big lead, was ready to go, and then Klepsch just committed to going to second, and it paid off.
Only a single out, and Terrence Kill today has gone 2 for 4. Plated 2 of the 7 runs that are on the scoreboard for Santa Barbara.
And that looked like something out of like a video game.
It did. The 1-0's fouled back.
Something you do to just annoy your friends and, I don't know, maybe troll someone online.
Bigly off of first and still get down to second on the pickoff play. Let's not forget Kill, the hero, a few games back as well against Orange County in that walk-off win. A wild game that was. Here's a 1-1. That's on the outside edge for strike 2.
Both times we've seen the Stars kind of get in close situations late in games, managed to come out on top.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great testament to have that, you know, even in close games, you still find ways to win.
1-2 pitch is lined in the left center field and into the gap for TK. From second base, Klepsch will score with ease, and going into second standing is our center fielder. Picks up his 3rd hit of the day.
Now batting, number 23, Easton Mumma.
That's the thing with the Foresters, they're relentless. The gas pedal stays on. Gap shot by Kill. He's been a couple times now. He sent a ball to that left center gap that's been, you know, fielded the last second by an outfielder, or it just kind of drops before going out. But that time founds the gap, and really nice job by TK to extend that one for 2.
Mumma will take first pitch strike. Easton today has gone 0 for 2, but does have 2 walks and a run scored. Been talking a lot about on-base percentage for the Santa Barbara team. .522 entering today. Sprays this one wide for strike 2, and as a teammate, .445 through 11 games this year for Santa Barbara.
Yeah, really impressive numbers, Hunter.
Mumma will have to shorten up against Carson Summerfield. It's an 0-2 pitch. Sprayed up back and towards the third base on deck circle yet again. Santa Barbara entering today a record of 9-1. Won 6 straight games, and they were going to be 3 outs away from their 7th straight win. It's going to be 5, 6, and 7 scheduled for the Bombers in the 9th. Nothing into it remains for Mumma. After him will be Brenton Clark. With the wind still going out towards left center, and Summerfield deals the 0-2 pitch. That is high for ball 1.
Has some pitches to give here, you know.
Santa Barbara this week after not playing the game on Tuesday against OC after some bus issues. Is the 1-2. He's going to miss down for ball 2. It's been a fantastic week here at home. The homestand will come to a close tomorrow. Terrence Kill brought home the 8th run of the ballgame. He's at second. Easton Mumma fell behind 0-2. Comes the 2-2 pitch. Popped up short right. Jones moves in. Santiago goes back. 3 converge, but it will be Derflinger to make the squeeze. Terrence Kill will hold. 2 down in the 8th.
Now batting, number 6, Brenton Clark.
Here's Brenton Clark. 1 on, 2 down. with 1 run in, and Clark today has gone 1 for 3, has an RBI, scored 2, and also a walk. So a little bit of everything for Brendan today.
Yeah, and that's just what you get with Clark. Guy gets on many different ways.
The first pitch down the left field line, slicing well foul over that third base dugout here at Eddie Matthews Field. Strike 1. 7 runs batted in now for Clark. He has number 8 in the form of TK. That's second in this team, and we even mentioned it with Mandino in the pregame interview. A team that has really galvanized and come together quickly. Now it's their 12th game of the year, which should be their 14th with the amount of time that has gone by, but 2 cancellations, and you can just feel how tight this team is, and you just saw it a few games in with all those road trips. The team got super, super close.
Yeah, and you talk about the cancellations as well. It's like that gives you an opportunity to get close as well, where it's like, hey, like, pulled over on the side of a road for
Yes.
2 hours. What else are we supposed to do but get to know each other?
Throw a semi-flat football around on the side of a town just outside of Oxnard. A few hands of poker were played too. They pulled out poker chips and some battered playing cards as well. 2 out, 2-1 pitch is out of play down the left field line. Strike 2 on Clark.
Any way that you can, keep the focus. Gotta remember, these guys are just college students. Stuff that, I do as well back in college. Just play football, play poker, pass time.
And guys that come from all over the country, change of pace from their normal living situations, all getting to know each other. It's an adjustment, and that's going to miss inside. Great take for Clark. That's now ball 3, 3-2.
Also, builds up the excitement to get back to your school. And, a lot of these guys in the SEC, Big 12, Big West, they'll be seeing each other on the road and stuff. And that's going to be a really cool moment for a lot of them, I'd imagine.
3-2 pitch. Up the middle, here comes Williams. A little bit of a bobble and can't make the play. A 2-out error by the San Diego Bombers to allow Clark to reach and continue the inning.
Now batting, number 5, Sawyer Starr.
That's going to bring up the switch hitter, Sawyer, as Summerfield will have to try to lock in runners on the corner to 1 run in after the 2-out error in the 8th. Sawyer's gone 1 for 2 with 2 walks today. That's foul back, strike 1. And for Sawyer, Manuel Harrells from Fort Worth, Texas. One of the top prospects out of high school. Shortstop position. Pops this one up down the left field line. Maybe a play from the third baseman. It's drifting over. And I think falling just in foul ground inside the park, but that will be strike 2. And finished up his first year with Texas A&M. A lineage, 4th generation Aggie. Now going to A&M. And man who went to Boswell High School. That's pretty cool to see. Your entire family going to the same school, and Farr continues that trend.
A&M just an institution in Texas. I remember, that's a lot of tradition at that school. I remember, my dad and I were at a hotel, and I still remember this was a few years back when I was in middle school or high school, and we met an A&M alum. We were watching some college football bowl games, and it's like, "Oh, you're wearing the ring right now?" And he pulled out. He's like, "Yeah, of course I'm wearing the ring."
It's now 2-2 for Farr.
How many A&Ms have I been to?
Games.
Games.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been. This was in Canada. This was at a hotel.
I missed that part of the story. That's called strike 3 on Sawyer Farr. He will go down looking. The Sturs get 1 in the 8th. Terrence Kill brought him home. On to the 9th. Becker, Mullen, Jones will be scheduled for the Bombers. 8-1, the Forester lead.
Lee & Sons Plumbing and Heating is proud to join the Foresters family of sponsors this season. I, Conan, a third-generation owner, was proud to coach for the Foresters for several seasons. Just like the Foresters are champs on the field, Lee & Sons are champs off it. We're experts in every type of plumbing and heating service and repair, from leaks and clogs to heaters and faucets. Strike out your plumbing problems by calling us at 805-965-9586. Lee & Sons, the champions of plumbing and heating. 805-965-9586. Stir it up.
Elliot Gallegos will remain in this ballgame for Santa Barbara, looking to close it out. 8-1 the lead for the Sturs. Becker, Mullen, and Jones will be scheduled for the Bombers, down to their final 3 outs here in Santa Barbara. Gallegos allowed 2 hits against the first 2 batters he faced, then struck out the next 3 to get out of the 8th inning.
Yeah, really, impressive way to close it out. Last strikeout looking as well, so he's been locating his pitches really well.
Here's a line drive. Terrence Kill will slide over into right center field, and the leadoff man Becker is retired.
Now batting, 22, Jack Mullen.
That's going to bring up Mullen. He's gone 0 for 3 today. Ground out to third, struck out, and then a fly out to center. And Santa Barbara, 2 outs away from looking into their next game tomorrow against the Slow Blues, and 5 of their next 6 against their rivals. It's a first pitch strike from Elliott, 0-1.
I mean, those are the 2 closest teams geographically for the Foresters that they face in the CCL, at least. Games that just mean more for Santa Barbara.
As the 0-1 is sprayed over the first base dugout for strike 2, and notably after the Monday off day, back-to-back games going north this time after all the teams that Santa Barbara will play on the road are south of Santa Barbara. San Luis Obispo, depending on bus driver and speed of traffic. Normally not too much traffic up north, but hour and 15 minutes, hour 30 to Sinsheimer Park. A very nice drive as well, no less. Here comes the 0-2. Chopped left side. Here's a tough play for Muma. Had to back up, and a good throw to the first baseman. 2 down in the 9th.
Really had to back up. That was a long throw from third to first, but Muma made it look easy.
Pretty much the longest throw you can make for third to first.
Now batting.
And that will bring up Jeremy Jones.
The one man in the lineup who's not striking out.
And he's gone 2 for 3. Both hits into center field. Sturs looking for one more out. It's a ground ball to second. Here is Easton Ruley, and Elliot Gallegos goes 1, 2, 3 in the 9th, and our final score 8-1.
The ball game, folks.
And a solid performance yet again, Nate, from the Santa Barbara pitching staff.
Solid. I'd call it great, Hunter.
Yes, that's a better word.
16 strikeouts. 16 of the 27 outs were strikeouts. Incredible day for the pitching staff. It started with Crodell, who set the tone with 10 punch outs in 5 innings. Oh my goodness. And then it carried over. Fino got 3. Gallegos got 3 in a row in the 8th, which is really impressive as well. And the bats were also really solid. Obviously, the home run from Dallimore, his second in 2 days. Kill had a great performance as well. Really solid day for Santa Barbara.
The 5 spot in the first inning really set the table and set the stage for this entire game. The Sturs have won 7 straight ball games and are now 7-0 at home. And they'll have a big test tomorrow, taking on their rivals, the Slow Blues. 2 o'clock local time first pitch. If you're in the area, be sure to come on out and support the Sturs. But we'll be here back on air a few minutes before 2 o'clock local time with our pregame show. Then first pitch right around 2 o'clock local time. against the Slow Blues. It's again the final score, 8-1 Forster victory. And for the entire team, the entire staff, for Nate Martin, I am Hunter Shoemaker saying so long from Santa Barbara. We'll see you tomorrow when the Slow Blues are in town.